Greetings and welcome to the Sky Spirit channel. I hope everybody can hear me loud and clear and perhaps see me as well this morning. How are you doing? And welcome to the show. Join me today and stay here for the next hour and a half if you like, as I travel through the world of tarot to bring answers to your questions. So if you have a burning question on your mind, or if you just need some spiritual guidance, you could be in the right place to get the answers. We'll be starting today with a collective reading. So I'll do a 3-card narrative reading, which could be directed at you. Good morning, Tashelle. Good morning, Mr. Steve. And good morning, Johnny Depp. How are you doing? So we'll start with the collective reading, which could be directed at you. I always think this is a great way for your guides or the universe or source or whichever force you subscribe to that looks over your life. This could be a way for that source to get a message to you, or who knows, perhaps your higher self is tapping into me and my cards telepathically in order to get a message to you that you want to hear. So we can look at the collective reading. We're then going to do the 12 sets of 2-card reading, and I need to formulate a special name for that, because let's describe it. Okay, I put 12 sets of cards down in 2s. You choose a number between 1 and 12, and then we hope that your question is answered by the cards of the set that you choose. You can choose one the more number, but we'll explain it when we get there. So we're going to start off. Good morning, Anne. How are you doing? If you're watching this as at a later date, so if you're watching this as a recording, the reason I call this Timeless Tarot is that if you come across this video in the future, if you're not watching live, then it's relevant. Okay, because it could be that your guides have sent you to this video in order to get that message, in order to find the answer to something, in order to put something right in front of your face. Because sometimes I think our guides are literally just sitting like, hello, hello, can you hear me? And we just go about our lives taking absolutely no notice whatsoever. So today I have got TikTok on one side of my screen, and I've got what's it called? Prism on the other side, which is streaming to YouTube. So we're all getting very techie here. And this is an attempt for me trying to sort out the stream problems that we're having in the face of BT not really giving a flying hoot, because they just keep telling me that there's nothing wrong, where we all know that there's something wrong because this stream keeps glitching. But hopefully I've used my own rather limited tech skills to try to sort it out. You wouldn't believe that, like, I was an IT trainer for 12 years, so I should know more. And I do know a bit more about the insides of computers, but you know what throws me? It's the new, like, communication stuff with the phones and social media and that, because it's 2009 since I gave up IT training, so you can imagine the huge changes that there's been in the IT world since then. But it gives me a little bit of background, just enough to be dangerous. Okay, right, enough waffle. Let's get on with the collective reading. So I've got 2 viewers on TikTok this morning. That's strange, because it's normally a lot more, and I wonder why that is. But hello on TikTok, how are you doing? Right, okay, let us do the collective reading. So, right, if this is directed at you, then you could be about to get a message here. So we have got the 5 of Wands, the 2 of Pentacles reversed, and the Queen of Pentacles. Now, if I can remember correctly, my aged brain seems to remember that we got the 2 of Pentacles reversed in Wednesday's collective reading as well. And we also got the Queen of Pentacles, but she was reversed in Wednesday's collective as well. I think that's what happened, which is really weird when you think about it. If there's anybody who can do maths, or math if you're in America, what's the odds of getting the same 2 cards in a 3-card pull when you've got 78 cards to choose from? It seems like it'd be pretty long odds to me, but there we go. Okay, so it could be, you know, when things like that happen, I'm not going to just walk past that synchronicity, because it feels like that's like got to be poignant, hasn't it? It's got to be important. So could it be that if you were supposed to get this message on Wednesday, you just like went, it's not for me. Okay, this could be spirit going, hello, hello, wake up, this is your message. I don't know, but it's interesting. Yeah, very interesting. But we'll just carry on. All right, so our Five of Wands is talking about things going around. Let me rewind and put my tongue back in my head. Things going on around you, which are like busy. It's like competition. It's things happening too quickly. It's sometimes associated with people sort of backbiting and like trying to get one up on you. If it's in the workplace, this would be like people being two-faced and trying to like make you look bad at your job so they could look better. If what you're thinking is more about your relationship or love life, then this is like if you were interested in somebody else, it might be somebody putting the bad word into their ears about you. It's like, thank you. Is it Aussie Mel on TikTok doing all the likes there, because it only says Oz there. I think it's Aussie Mel. Could be Aussie Mel. Thank you very much. So if it's more about love, it's more about like this competition, things going on around you. Whatever it is, okay, this is an indication that things are going too fast around you. Things are sort of, you need to be more focused on you and your solo mission and how you are dealing with things rather than listening to other people. If you look at that card, that's like, it's a load of kids battering each other with their wands. And it's basically like, the good thing is that they're children. So it's like the symbology of that, is symbology a word? I think it is that it's not like massive problems. It's like like little mosquitoes buzzing around. But nonetheless, when there gets a big cloud of mosquitoes, you know that it becomes like irritating beyond belief. So it's like these things need to be sort of put down, got rid of, okay? Ignored would probably be the better word. You need to sort of focus on you more. Now, the reason for that seems, again, this Two of Pentacles reversed is a really important card, I think, to take notice of, because it talks about things being out of balance, and it talks about things, you're juggling too many things, right? This is my card where I always visualize. When you're a card reader, you get a relationship with your own cards, right? And you get your own visualizations for each one. Mine with this is the man spinning the plates in the circus. And you know, we're all like, hooray, look at the man spinning the plates. He's got 6 of them going at a time. Isn't he clever? And then he tries to put more on and more on and more on. And we're like, oh my goodness, he's got a bit too much going on. And all of a sudden, bang, he literally can't keep up with it anymore. And they fall on the floor and basically smash all over the place. So things going on around you which are getting on your nerves and causing you're taking on too much, and this could be one of those things adding to the pressure, if you see what I mean. It's like you really need to pull back from this interference and sort of lessen your workload. Lessen, and by workload doesn't necessarily need to be actually at work. It could be like, you know, the things that you have to do every day, your daily tasks. Thank you, Mr. Steve. Things that you need to do, things that you have to, people that you have to see. Perhaps you're looking after somebody else. You know, that's a big role if you're acting as a carer. You know, it could be that that's getting on top of you and you need to take a step back, or you need some me time, you need some respite. Remember, the tarot cards are generic, they're nuanced. We give you the dots, you have to join them. So this could apply to many situations. But that final card, that's an interesting one in all respects, okay? That Queen of Pentacles is saying that, okay, if you're able to do this, if you're able to focus and remove this pressure and sort of eliminate this external interference, then it looks like you're on the road to being a proper Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is like money lady. She has got it going on. She has got everything sorted. She's the kind of person that works 2 or 3 jobs and manages the household and like manages to do her hair in the morning. You know, she's just like really, really sorted. She's really, really grounded. She can be like, no, sometimes people who are grounded are an earth sign. So a Virgo, a Capricorn, a Taurus, those people who've got their feet firmly on the ground. But remember, when you're talking about astrology, it's sometimes not your sun sign that has the biggest influence on you, because perhaps your moon and ascendant might be in a different sign, or perhaps you've got other planets in bigger areas. It's all about weighting, yeah, and each planet carries a different weight. So when we say, okay, you're a Taurus, you're talking about your sun sign, But for my example there, if you had like your moon sign and your rising sign and your Venus sign in different planets, particularly if they were all in a different in a different sign, if they were all in, for example, Leo, you'd have more Leo traits. So I think it's safer sometimes, if you don't know somebody's actual birth chart, is to go by their characteristics. So it's got you as sorting yourself out, becoming sovereign over your life and becoming more grounded, more down to earth, more like a Taurus. My daughter's a Taurus and she knows where the money is. She knows what's going into her bank, she knows what she's paying out. She knows what's coming in. You know, she's got everything like on a diary and that. Whereas I'm a Libra. I'm very Libra as well because I've got lots of Libra and lots of air in my chart, not much earth. So I'm more scattered all over the place and never know what's in the bank and never know what's going on. So I digress. So we need to eliminate the external interference, prioritize, put down some of those tasks in order to put your crown back on and to regain some more control over your life. Okay, right, interesting. So now what we're going to do is dive straight into the 12 card double card pickup. So this is the part of the show where you get your questions answered on a generic level. So now would be the time, if you've got burning questions or if you want guidance from the universe, I want you to choose a number between 1 and 12. The first one that comes into your head, okay? Don't second guess yourself at this point. You can choose another one if you like. The next one that comes into your head. Again, don't, I'm reading the chat while I'm saying this. This always happens to me. I can't multitask in my head. Don't second guess yourself in what I was saying. Mr. Steve, yes, I see what you mean about the chat on the screen. 2 minutes. Sorry, 2 seconds. Let's have a look and see what I have done wrong. I don't know. I can't see anything. Oh no, I can. Oh, thank you for pointing that out, Mr. Steve. That should have sorted it. Yay! Technology at my fingertips and working. Hurrah. Okay, so that's sorted. If you're watching this as a recording, if you can't see the chat, I think you can actually, because I've got the chat replay available to be saved. So you should be able to see the chat as well. Right, remember, if you're watching this as a replay, still choose your numbers because it's relevant. There is no time in spirit. There is no time. There is no past, future, present. It's all happening at once, okay? So it doesn't matter whether you're watching this absolutely live or whether you're watching this next year, in a year's time, 10 years time. Imagine if you were still watching it in 10 years time. Choose your number. So we'll choose a number. If you're on YouTube, you'll be able to watch me put the cards down. We'll also put the cards on the main screen as well. If you're on TikTok, in fact, on TikTok, you might be able to see this today because I'm sharing the screen. But there's hardly anybody on TikTok today, so I don't know what's happened. That's that one. Right. Look, got that working. You honestly, if you could see the screen that I've got in front of me, you'd understand why I look confused because I've got stuff open all over the place trying to sort out, like, if I can see the chat here, if I can see the chat here, because I can't get the TikTok chat on the Prism chat, and it's just like mad. So I'm not going to go over there and see if you can see this on TikTok because I'll probably mess everything up. We're just going to carry on. I don't know why I've only got 3 viewers on TikTok this morning. It's got to be, I've done something, but never mind. Right, all right. So what we're going to do is get the cards down, choose your number between 1 and 12. You can, if you like, just keep your mind open and accept the wisdom of the tarot and accept that every single interpretation from the tarot, especially when we're looking at 2 cards together, has relevance and has a message for you. So just listen with an open mind. Let's get these cards down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm really intrigued about what is going on with TikTok. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Maybe people have just stopped turning up because they're sick to death of me. I don't know. But it seems to be strange that it's happened on the morning that I've messed around with the settings. Absolutely lethal. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. KLG, don't worry about it. Go and get sorted with stuff. We are doing fine here, and there's very few people watching on TikTok this morning, so we're doing fine there as well. Okay, so think of your number, think of your question, and let's go for it. So we're going to start at the top of the house today, number 12. What do we have? Okay, we have got the 2 of Wands reversed and the the 2 of Wands upright and the Page of Pentacles reversed. What do these cards mean? So I'm saying that without actually thinking about it. So what do these cards mean? Right, I would say what we've got here is the end of something and the beginning of something, and what you're being called on is to make new plans, all right? Because it feels to me that something that you'd started, or so you've gone down the road of something. With this being Pentacles, it's potentially something that was to do with work, or something that was to do with a project, something inspiring, something that you thought, oh wow, I'm going to start this. Like if I was going to say literally, it would be maybe you decided to start a business, maybe you decided to start a TikTok channel, and then it all of a sudden sort of went tits up. Okay, so it didn't work out how you wanted it to do, right? Okay, how you wanted it to be. So it feels like the ending of something that was new and inspiring. All right, so the thing is as well, when something ends, remember that we've always got something new to look forward to. And this is particularly the case when we read these cards contextually, okay? Because what we've got is the 2 of Wands. Now, the 2 of Wands is the ultimate planning card. This is talking about you being able to walk forward and make new plans. That card, you've actually got a picture of a man standing with the globe in his hands, looking out over the horizon with his 2 wands planted firmly in the ground. So what he's doing is he's going, right, onward and upwards. The world is my oyster. I am now going to make new plans that reach new horizons and surpass them. So these cards together are saying, right, something went wrong, didn't get off the ground, just get rid of it, okay? It's okay, because it was so embryonic, and it's like, sometimes you have great ideas and then they come to nothing. It's like that sort of feeling, or just starting something and it not really going right, okay? It could have left you feeling a bit flat though. But then we've got this energy coming in, which has got, okay, right, so you're feeling a bit flat after that finished. Now, bearing in mind that because we're talking generic here, could be anything that's just finished, could be a relationship that didn't get off the ground, could be a business that didn't get off the ground, could have been like a fitness regime that didn't get off the ground. But what we've got here is you making new plans. So whatever disappointment it is that you've had recently, okay, what you need to do now is sit down with yourself, have a harsh word with yourself. Don't let yourself dwell on past disappointments, because your future is literally over that horizon. There are new things, but you're being asked to plan for them. You're being asked to look forwards, not backwards at this point, and make your plans for the future and move forward. Okay, if anybody is on YouTube and TikTok at this point, I'd appreciate it if someone could tell me if there's something going on TikTok, because it feels like my screen might not be showing me what's actually going on, and I don't know because I've got it set up differently today. If you're watching this as a recording, sorry about that. I know that's not relevant to you, but I'm just interested. So that was number 12. Number 12, we're now going to number 11. What does number 11 have? I haven't chosen cards. I'm going to choose number 2 and number 4 today. We're going straight to number 11 here though. Wow. All right. These are really interesting cards for somebody who chose number 11. Right. This is what we call the wish card. The 9 of Cups. Okay. When it's up this way, it's like your wish is granted in simplistic terms. When it's up this way, it's more like, okay, right, you're not going to get what you want if you keep going down the same direction. Now, we're reading contextually. We're teaming that card with this card. The 8 of Cups reversed talks about you having stayed in an emotional state or an emotional situation or a relationship for too long when you should have left, okay? You should have walked away. I love this card because isn't it great when you can walk away from something that isn't good for you and never look back, yeah? And that's what this card asks you to do. When you see it up this way, it's like, well, hey, you know, pat on the back, you are walking away from something. When it's up this way, it's like, hello, wake up call. You've been there too long. You should have got out of there a long time ago. Now, these two cards together, you can work it out for yourself, can't you? They're saying you're not going to get where you want to go, Nine of Cups energy. You're not going to get your wish, your heart wish. You're not going to get your dreams fulfilled if you hang around in this toxic, bad situation where you should have obscured from a long time ago. So how does that fit with your life, number 11? Is there a situation that you need to leave behind? Is it a part of you that you need to leave behind? Is it a mindset that you need to leave behind? Have you been really like down and just wallowing and, you know, going easy on yourself, and perhaps you needed to give yourself a bit of a kick in the ass and say, look, let's move forward. Let's get on with this. Let's leave all this behind and walk away. Okay. Because the energy of the Nine of Cups, although I'm telling you, you're not going to get what you want. All right. If you hang around here, we read, or I read a reversal as a blockage. Some readers read differently. Some read like this. Okay. I read a reversal as a blockage, which means that that energy is still within your grasp. This is the potential of this card, is to get what you've always wanted. Now, because it's cups, it's often emotional, which means it's often about relationships, either with yourself or another. All right. So read into those cards. All right. You need to leave something in order to really manifest what you want. So that's a beautiful message. And I hope somebody's hearing it loud and clear out there and make some changes in order to get what you want. Let me know if that resonates with you. And yes, if you've got any questions after I've done the 12 cards here, we'll do some live questions. If you're on TikTok and you can hear me and you've got questions, you should probably go to YouTube at Sky Spirit Creations, and that will make things a lot easier for you to get your question answered. Right, we'll go straight down the line, I think. Today feels like a direct day. We're going to go straight down the line. Look at that card. Right, we've got the Two of Pentacles making another appearance. So somebody needs to hear this. And if you're thinking now, that's because you haven't shuffled them right. If you see the way that I shuffle, then you would realise that that's not the case. This is a card that keeps popping up. My shuffle is akin with, you know, when you just throw the cards into the air and then pick them up randomly. My shuffling is that sort of level of shuffle. So we've got this card popping up for a reason here. So we've got the Two of Pentacles reversed again with a Three of Hearts. Oh my goodness, what do these cards mean? Right. Okay. I think this is like this was a message that came across quietly to start with. It's building in volume for somebody here. And it centers around this. It centers around you taking on too much. I feel exhaustion coming. I feel that you're juggling too much. Now, the worrying card here is the Three of Swords, because the Three of Swords is the heartbreak card. The Three of Swords is like when everything gets too much. It can signify a relationship breakup. It can signify another sort of situation that's heartbreaking. That's like, you know, it can be loss, but it's sometimes illness. It's sometimes overwhelm. And pairing it with this card here, particularly when we're getting a loud and clear message from this card, it's like you have to stop doing too much here, because you're heading for this breakdown situation. Okay, it's like everything falls apart at this stage. This is a warning, these two cards, is that you're doing too much. You need to prioritize. You need to put things down and leave them on the floor. Yeah. And I think sometimes you say that to people, and I do this as well. It's like, well, what do you want me not to do? Because everything in my life is important. Like I don't do things that don't have to be done. I don't have the time for that. So what is it that isn't important? And I guess it's like prioritizing, isn't it? It's prioritizing what things are absolutely essential. What things are, you could like essential, important, probably important, and then so on and so forth, isn't it? And then you filter down from the top. Make yourself a diary, like categorize everything. What absolutely has to be done. and what doesn't. All right, what could wait until another day, or better still, what could somebody else do for you? That's always a good one, delegation. But these are a really strong warning. Number 10, wasn't it? Number 10, you need to prioritize. You need to put some stuff down because you're heading for this problem. And it's to do with this overwhelm of too much, taking too much on, juggling too much. Okay. The good thing with the Three of Swords, I always think, is that it's a 3. 3s are about change. This isn't a stagnant card. It's not like you come to this position of like, oh, everything's gone wrong, and then you sit there. It's not a wallowing card. It's like you get pierced by these 2 swords, metaphorically, and then you get handed the third. And it's like, right, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to cut away in order to move out of this situation? Where are you going with that sword? Who's going to get the sword, or what's going to get the sword? Metaphorically, of course, we don't go waving around real swords of any shape or form. So how are we going to move forward with that third sword in order to cut through to a better place where you are operating on a more what would be the word for it? Optimized, where you're operating in a more optimized manner, okay? Because when we've got too much going on, we're spreading ourselves too thinly, we're not getting anything done properly, are we? And it's all like clocking up those miles and that effort on the engine, which is giving you that burnout, okay? Avoid the burnout, make some changes, number 10. Right, back across to the cards here. If you were on TikTok, you might be seeing this screen for the first time. Or I might have messed up the settings and you're not seeing any screen, because at the moment, the whole of TikTok on my screens here has basically just told me there's 3 viewers for the entire thing, and that there was 2 people joined, and it seems to have just stuck there. So I don't know what's going on. Right, we are going for card number 9. Cards number 9, I should say. Pair number 9. That would be a better way of putting it. Do you know, I wish I could speak fluidly and like not stumble over my words and talk rubbish all the time. Good morning, Brittany. How are you doing? Right, what do we have, number 9? We've got the 7 of Swords and we have got the Emperor. Right, these are tricky cards and trickstery cards. And this is why I think that. Now, the 7 of Swords can be about somebody who's clever and scheming, but it can also be about dishonesty. And that, if you have a look at that card, that's actually a man who's nicked those swords and he's doing off with them. All right, it's like a burglar card, particularly when it's upside down like this. It's like, it talks to me about theft, dishonesty, things being a bit sneaky. Might not mean that your house is going to get burgled, so don't panic, okay? Although it always pays to have a Ring doorbell. Not that I'm sponsored by Ring doorbells, but if you're watching Ring, then right. So it's watch your back card, basically. Watch for dishonesty going on around you. Perhaps there's somebody speaking about you behind your back. Perhaps there's something underhand going on that you're not sure about. And that to me is confirmed by the Emperor reversed, because the Emperor is in charge. He is the person in the deck of tarot that can get things done. All right, if you had a problem, you'd go to the Emperor. He's a bit like Robin Hood. He'd be like, listen, and he'd go, right, okay, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll give you some gold, we'll slay these people, we'll just burn these ones on the stake, we'll sort this out. Okay, when he's upside down like this, it's like you've been disempowered as well. You're not getting good advice and you're not taking action to sort out this dishonesty. It's like it's putting you in the position of the Emperor upside down, which is with nowhere to go, no advice, no direction forward, not being able to manifest the future correctly, not being able to build. The Emperor is a builder of future things, and a builder of sort of strong structures, you know, like it's that yang force. It's like fire, it's like moving forward, it's getting things done. When it's upside down, it's like infertile is the way that I'm going to put it. That's the word that I'm hearing, but it's infertile doesn't mean to say that it's like not being pregnant or not being fertile for a man. It can be in life generally, like not being able to grow that seed, not being able to manifest what you want in life. Okay, so look out, number 9, for something going on behind your back, which is putting you in a position of the reversed Emperor, which is powerless, unable to make decisions, unable to take advice, unable to move forward. Okay, so we need to look for that. So it's okay knowing what these cards mean, but what's the message? How do we sort these out? Sort this out. Now the answer lies in the orientation of the cards. What we need to do, this card this way up, all right, is less of a dishonesty and more of the scheming, planning type. Okay, so it's like in order to reverse that reversed Emperor and take control of your life again, you need to identify who the dishonest people were, or what the situation was that's going on behind your back, which is sort of underhand. Then make plans to eliminate it, get rid of it, okay? And sort of stop being, yes, Mr. Steve, unproductive could come into it as well. So it's like, have you been feeling unproductive, and is it something that's going on behind your back? You need to take the initiative. Yeah, you need to take the initiative. Pick up those swords, sort out what's going on, sort out any dishonesty or subterfuge that's happening, which is causing you this problem of the Emperor reversed. Eliminate it, move forward, manifest your full creative potential as that Emperor in his rightful throne. That was a tricky one. I thought that was a bit weird. If that makes any sense to you whatsoever, do let me know. Sometimes, I've always learned this with the tarot, that sometimes I'll be reading it and go, well, this makes no sense whatsoever. Somebody will be listening and go, well, actually, that makes a lot of sense to me. So it's a case of say what you see and don't say what you think it should say, if you see what I mean. Does that make sense? I hope so. Right, we're going to go to number 7. Number 7. Right, we've got the 8 of Wands, we've got the 6 of Swords. This is a nice, loud and clear message. And it's quite straightforward as well. You need to make a move away from something quite quickly, all right? What we've got is we've got the 6 of Swords. Again, this is a little bit like our 8 of Cups here, reversed. 8 of Cups, you've stuck around for too long in a toxic situation. 6 of Cups reversed, 6 of Swords reversed, when we've got a 6 up that way, that's 6 of Swords. Look at him, that's you in the boat, being rowed away from the nasty storm by the nice man to lovely calm waters. When it's up that way, it's like, hello, you need to leave this. It's number 8. It is number 8. Sorry. Sorry, this is number 8. You need to leave something. You need to leave, and you need to get out of there quite quickly, because that 8 of Wands is often about speed. Look at those arrows, like ka-chung, 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 ka-chung. That's to signify that, come on, you need to get out of here. You need to get out of this situation and move forward, all right? We need to get in the boat and let the man with the pole take you away from here, okay? So, what is the situation that you need to get out of? Tashelle, this is number 8. Mr. Steve pointed out to me it's number 8. I think I said number 7 because I can't even do maths to the level of actually being able to count. So, my maths is really poor. So, it's number 8. Is it number 8? It's number 7. No, it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is number 8. This is number 8. So there's a situation that you need to leave quite quickly, all right? Make haste is what this card is saying. It's like saying do not hang around and think about it anymore. Stop procrastinating. Get on the boat and get out there, okay? Because you're in a storm. You're in an emotional storm. You could be in conflict. You could be being challenged. You need to move away from there. Life is too short to sit in the choppy water. All right, get on your boat and go to that lovely calm sea where you can float around enjoying yourself and just like enjoying life more, because there's no reason to stick around when things aren't as you want them to be, or when things are causing you problems, when you're sort of disillusioned with life. Don't stay there, okay? Move forward. And that's the message from those 2 cards. It's like, take heed now, do this now, move forward. Get out of this situation and move to better times, okay? Right. Now we shall go to number 7. Number 7. What have you got for us, number 7? Well, we've got Death reversed, and I love a bit of death. We've got Death reversed, and we've got the Queen of Swords. Right. What do these cards mean? Strangely enough, we've got a similar message here. Similar message to number 2, similar message to number 8. but a bit more emphasis on it again. Death reversed. Now, the death card in tarot is a very interesting one, and it's one of my favourite cards. One of the cards that people fear, of course it is, because it says death on it, and that's something that we are biologically programmed to avoid. Otherwise, the species wouldn't have done very well. So, Calm Cat in the TikTok, that question was put yesterday. I'm wondering if I'm seeing the chat from yesterday for some reason. I don't know. So, I answered that question yesterday. So, back to this. Sorry, I keep getting diverted by chats and things. So, what this card means, when we look at death in tarot, we're looking at transformation, because death is the ultimate transformation. If we are spirit, eternal spirit, which I believe we are, and so do lots of other people believe we are, then that spirit, that soul, if you like, is eternal. So the biggest transformation you'll experience in this incarnation is your physical death. When you transform into soul, whether you go on to a new life to continue learning your lessons, or whether you go to rest in the eternal paradise, or wherever you want to call it, spirit world, astral plane, however it is, okay? That's the biggest transformation. So death in the tarot is more reflective of that than thinking physical death, it's the end of everything, okay? We're going to have a huge accident and die. It's not what it means in the tarot. The tarot is far more complex than that, and far more connected with the soul journey than the physical journey in this life, okay? Now, with that death being reversed, what this is talking about, let's put our Queen of Swords back up here as well, is again, something needs to be put to bed. Something needs to be left behind. Something needs to be dead to you, or someone needs to be dead to you. Now, I'm not advocating going out and doing other things to people which cause them to be in this physical situation. What I'm saying is, sometimes there's people in your life who shouldn't be there anymore, okay? Sometimes there's people who should be just shoved in a box and left there. People who should be put to bed once and for all. Or situations that shouldn't be tugging on your now strings and affecting how you think about yourself now, or how you act now, how you are in relationships, or how you are with the people around you. Now, tying this in with the Queen of Swords, as Samantha says, off with your head. And it's the Queen of no BS. Yeah, the Queen of Swords is somebody who can talk, right? She can be manipulative, but that's because she's clever and she's good with words, okay? She is potentially an air sign, a Libra, a Gemini, an Aquarius, or somebody with those traits. Somebody who can talk the hind leg off a donkey, but they don't talk crap, yeah? They are literally like on the ball with words, okay? They are intellectual. All right, they use their mind, right? So these two cards together are saying, right, you need to be your Queen of Swords. You have the power to move forward as the Queen of Swords. I don't care if you're male, female, or whatever, you can be the Queen in tarot, okay? We are non-gender specific. So you can put on your non-gender specific pants, big pants of no specific gender, to move forward, to assert yourself as the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords knows where she's going and what she's doing. She doesn't put up with the BS that this situation, this person, or whatever it was in the past, is sort of taking up space in her head. She doesn't give that headspace. She eliminates this, and she moves forward in her true sovereignty. All right? So these cards are a real firm, like, wake up and smell the coffee, okay? Put on your big pants of no specific gender, put on your crown of no specific gender, and move forward, forge forward, use your mind, okay? Stop being tied to this past event or person, past version of yourself, okay? Let it go, let it be dead and buried, because you've got this to look forward to. You've got a queen in your future, and that is something to look forward to, okay? That is power. And that is power that you can command, all right, moving forward. So let this go, move forward. I love those cards. That feels so positive. Yes, right. Let's go back to this screen. We're going to go straight down here, I think. We're going to go to, no, we're not. We're going to shake it up. I'm going to go to number 3. Number 3. what do we have? We have the Ten of Cups reversed. We have the Six of Pentacles reversed. So, is that doom and gloom? Let's have a look. Right, Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is about emotional fulfillment when it's up this way. It's about committed relationships, finding yourself, being happy in your own skin, getting to that time in life when you feel everything is like working out for you. All right. Turn that upside down and you can imagine that the story is a little bit different, okay? It's like, okay, things are going a bit wrong. Things aren't feeling like you've got where you want to be. Things could be feeling like, this isn't what I wanted out of life, all right? What's gone wrong? Where did it all go wrong? What can I do differently? Well, this is what you can do differently. This is your clarifying card, right? If your life isn't feeling like you want it to feel, here's your issue. Now, this issue, this Six of Pentacles, is the giving and receiving card, okay? When we see it up this way, we're looking at an imbalance in giving and receiving. Now, because we're talking cups, remember I'm reading contextually, because we're talking about not reaching emotional fulfillment, we're looking at a situation where giving and receiving on an emotional level is unbalanced. Potentially, you would be pouring your feelings into somebody and it's not being reciprocated. Or perhaps you're putting your hopes and dreams into a particular relationship or a particular frame of being and it's not reciprocated. You're not getting the energy from the universe back there. This is a lot to do with law of attraction, all right? If you want your Ten of Cups moment, you've got to be open to receive that. Now, if you are thinking, okay, well, I want this person, okay, what you're in fact doing is closing down the avenues to anything else. Like you're closing down that way of energy to move other people to you. That's a literal example, obviously, but think about that. If you are so mono-focused on what you want in order to achieve emotional fulfillment, it makes sense practically that you're probably not looking elsewhere. Hello, Ara, how are you? I'll try to come to your question after this. So what you're being told to do here is to look at the balance in where you're putting your emotional hopes and dreams, or where you're putting your emotional energy. Are you putting your energy into somebody and not getting it back? Are you putting your manifestation energy into looking for a particular fulfillment whilst closing your eyes and blinkering yourself to the other things that could perhaps take you to this? What you want is this. You want to see this card this way up. Trust me, that is one of the nicest things you can see in tarot. But what we've got here is a blockage. Remember, I'm reading blockages. So this is still the potential if you address this issue. And that's about an imbalance in giving and receiving. Now, it could well be that you're the person that's taking and not giving. All this card asks you to do is to have a look. Now, Mr. Steve said, remember to show some love, hit the like, comment. Yeah, I thought you'd put a comment on, Mr. Steve, about the Six of Pentacles, because I didn't read that completely. But if I can just rephrase that, remember to show some love, but also expect to be shown love. Give some love, receive some love in all situations, okay? It's not wrong to expect something back from people. That's a reciprocated energy. It's the way of the universe. Think about symbiotic relationships in the natural world. There's insects that get something from a plant when they feed on the pollen, on the nectar, and that plant in turn gets fertilized, okay? It's the way that balance works. When you get something that's unbalanced, it starts to affect your outcome. Okay, and that's what's happening here. So take heed of the conduit of the universe, which are my tarot cards, and try to address that balance. Okay, right, we're going to go to number one. Number one. Well, these are two major arcana cards, very interesting cards. We have got the Magician, number 1 in the major arcana, and we've got the Hierophant, number 5 in the major arcana. Now, straight away when I see two major cards coming up, we're talking about a big change or transformation or something incredibly important for somebody, all right? The minor arcana, the minor arcana in the tarot tend to be like day-to-day things, yeah? Day-to-day events and stuff and bits and bobs that are going on. The majors are about your major life path, okay? This is like your soul path. This is about who you are as a person and what needs to change and what you need to do in order to move forward. Now, what I'm looking at here, the Hierophant, is to do with structure and to do with organisation and to do with things being done in the way that they were always done. It's like traditional. This card can mean marriage, I have to say, but that's a very specific example of how the Hierophant can be interpreted, all right? So again, I'm giving you the dots, you have to join them, all right? The Magician this way up is like somebody who's not manifesting what they truly want, yeah? This Magician is all powerful, as above, so below, takes his dreams, makes them real, manifests them in all respects. This way up, there's that blockage there, not manifesting what he wants, what he or she wants, all right? And it feels like the aim could be something traditional, something that seems to be a traditional path opening up, all right? That the Magician needs to look towards. The Magician needs to take a more well-trodden path. It feels like you could have been sort of trying to go down an alternative path or trying to manifest something unusual, which isn't going to come to fruition. And it feels like, you know, like imagine you're standing with your magician wand going, abracadabra, I want a purple cat as a pet. Abracadabra, I want a purple cat as a pet. Abracadabra, and it's not happening, right? Obviously, it's not happening. That's an alternative thing to wish for. If I went abracadabra, I'd like a black cat, I'd be much more likely to get it. So that was a really weird example, but I'm trying to illustrate to you that something that you're trying to manifest as the Magician needs to be more structured, traditional, organization almost. It's that feeling of the well-trodden path, something which isn't out there, all right? Maybe, here's another literal example here. Maybe you've been trying to get a job, but you've been trying to get something that's really unusual for you, trying to go too far off your sort of usual way forward, if you see what I mean. So if you were a teacher, perhaps you thought, okay, well, why don't these skill sets might be okay in sales? I'm going to try and get a job in sales. That would be an alternative path for you. So the Magician this way up will be showing you that you're not getting what you want because it needs to be more back to that traditional role, back to the well-trodden path, all right? So these are the dots. How do you join them? What is it that you're trying to get, which is a little bit outside of the box, outside of the norm? And you may well be well advised by these cards, number one, to try something more, I can't say normal, more usual for you, more that is more sort of this side of the tracks, okay? Try something that is more well-trodden. The path is more well-trodden. Also, you might see this if you were like thinking about, for example, if I'm thinking about chucking in my day job and like taking up Reiki healing full time, okay, which is an alternative path, and I saw these cards, I'd be seriously reconsidering that, all right, because it would be saying, don't go down this path. You're not manifesting right, going down the alternative path. Go back to doing something a little bit more traditional if you're relying on it for income, because that waylays what you want, which if you're talking about job, you want some satisfaction from it. But let's face it, we all want some money from the things that we do as a job. Otherwise, why would we do them? We'd all just lie around doing things that please us, yeah? So look at the less alternative route, number one. Right then, number two. Number two, what do we have? We have the Seven of Cups reversed and we have the Knight of Cups reversed. If you've chosen number two and romance is on your mind, we need to have a bit of a chat. Right, what do these cards mean? First of all, that Seven of Cups reversed is like, it's like you're dreaming. It's like you're fantasizing. You need to take off the rose-tinted glasses. The glasses of self-deception are fully upon you at this moment. You need to shed the glasses of self-deception and put on the glasses of realistic vision, all right? Because I feel like you're deluding yourself in some way. That's one potential explanation of this card. On the other hand, it could be that you're not sure which choice to make, okay? because the second card here is that Knight of Cups reversed, if you choose to, if this card, think about how this is relevant to you. If, number 2, if you are fantasizing and deluding yourself, it's about somebody that you thought could be a knight in shining armor. That is the king, the Knight of Cups, that way up. This is our knight in shining armor, galloping in, rescuing you, galloping off. Everything ends happily. Everything's happy endings, okay? That would be beautiful. This way up, we're saying, okay, you're deluding yourself about this person. They ain't the knight in shining armor you hoped they would be, all right? Alternatively, if you're looking at this as we're not sure which choice to make, there could be a choice. You could be being warned here that the choice that you're erring towards is not the one that you want. All right. So you need to go back to the drawing board of choices and start examining them more closely. If you look at that, there's lots of different things in those cups, and they're going to take some sifting through. So it's like, go and make a pros and cons list. If you're looking for a relationship and you've got a few potential ways forward or people in mind, okay? Be the Hierophant about it. Be organized. Make a list. Pros, cons. Don't let your heart rule you. Let your head rule you in this instance, okay? Because this card, this dream thing, it's like it pops up when you're chasing something that isn't in reality, yeah? Now, if you've chosen number 2 and you're thinking, Sky Spirit, shut up because I'm not even looking for a relationship, then bear in mind what I always say, and this is not Get Out, although it works very well as one. It's like, these cards are so generic, they're so nuanced, that they work in many different ways. So, again, if you're not looking for a relationship, this is Cups because it's to do with emotion, but it could be that you've got various options emotionally, things that you're thinking about doing. Some make you happy, some make you sad. Are you thinking about choosing a new life path? Are you fantasizing about it and you're not really seeing it in reality because it's not the knight in shining armor you think it is, okay? So that's how these cards could relate to your life if it's not like bang on the relationship money here, all right? Think about Cups. Think about what is affecting you emotionally. What are your emotional options, and are you being honest with yourself, or are you deluding yourself, okay? So have a think about that, number 2. There's something very odd about this dream today, and I can't work out what it is that's going wrong with it, but no doubt it's because of my faffing on with the settings. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Right. It just doesn't seem to be as busy in either chat, and particularly in TikTok. Things are just ground to a halt over there. If you're in TikTok and you can hear me, say hello, because I don't know if there's anybody there. If you're watching this as a recording, ignore all of this and just get your questions answered by the cards. We have got left 6, 5, and 4. So if you're late to the party or you want an extra question answered, you might want to choose 6, 5, and 4. Now I chose number 4. Forget what my other cards were number 2, which was the one I've just read about fantasizing and something not being the knight in shining armor, which makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to go with my other one here, which is number 4. So if you've chosen number 4 today, this is for you and me. What do we have? Wow. We have got the Empress and the 4 of Wands. This is lovely. This is nice. I'm going to take this. I claim this. Absolutely do. And if you've chosen number 4, or quickly change to number 4, because this is cool, okay? So, morning, Gavin. Late to the party, are we? Number 4, what have we got? This is great, right? If you were in a relationship looking for more commitment, or if you were thinking, am I ever going to be in a relationship that ends well? These would be your cards, all right? If it's not the relationship, if you are starting something, trying to manifest something, trying to change who you are, trying to make your life better, these are good cards for you. What we've got here are 2 very fertile, creative and positive forces, all right? We've got a major arcana card being the Empress. The Empress is the mother of the deck. So she is the nurturer. She is the one who plants the seeds and grows things. who tends the garden, who looks after you, who makes things happen. Remember, the Empress gives birth. The Empress gives birth to the universe, so she manifests for you. She makes things happen, all right? The Empress is also associated with fertility, commitment, marriage, love, relationships, all those good things that put a smile on your little emotional face and bring joy to your heart, all right? An all-round jolly good card when she's in this orientation. She is making things grow and making you happy. And this card, the Four of Wands, this is a massive, like, double whammy if you are in the first category that I mentioned. If you are, like, looking at making a relationship more committed, or if you're seeking to be married or looking for that person, that special person, that Four of Wands, take a deek at that card. That's local language. Take a deek at that card. That's a couple sitting there under their wedding bower, under these like flowers on these 4 sticks. That's to symbolize stability. Remember, the table with 4 legs doesn't wobble, all right? It's stable. Stable relationships, stable life, stable home life, domestic bliss, starting a family, getting married, all these things. If that's not relevant to you, it's not relevant to some of us. It means a stable time in life, that time when you feel fulfilled, okay? The time when you can manifest what you want. These are beautiful cards if you're getting over an illness, all right? They're talking about you manifesting health and well-being. They're talking about you moving forward to this Four of Wands, feeling stable and balanced in energy, feeling like domestically things are sorted for you, feeling like you are being looked after by the mother energy, okay? These are beautiful cards for you. So if you're number 4, bask in the glory of this energy, okay? In fact, we're going to do this because it's here. That's for you, number 4. That beautiful noise is all about bringing things into harmony, and those 2 cards are really about bringing things into harmony. I should have done that at the microphone. Let's do it again. That'll be louder. Can you hear that now? It's a lovely noise. That is, oh no, it is 512 hertz. Great number. Okay, so, oh, I've lost my cards. There they are. Right, beautiful energy for you. Those are the cards of the day. Number 4, have a great day because it looks like it's going to happen for you. Right, back to card screen. We're getting towards the end here. So if you're watching this live and you had any questions that haven't been answered during this, and you might want to type them in now. Right, bearing in mind that there is a delay. Number 5. The 6 of Cups reversed and the 10 of Wands. Very, very clear message again. I love my tarot cards. They speak so clearly. So what we've got here, number 5, if this number's resonating with you, you need to put down a burden from the past. 6 of Cups. It's about nostalgia. Look at the card, okay? You've got 2 kids on there. This is talking about things from your past, things from your childhood, things that have happened to you in the past. Nostalgia. Reverse it. And it's like, it's ties to the past that aren't doing you any good. They're not enabling you to move forward in a good way. They might be sort of clouding your vision. Maybe you're holding on to past beliefs that no longer serve you. Maybe you're harping back to a time where you think the grass was greener, but it wasn't, okay? Maybe you're not moving forward in a relationship because you think somebody in the past, you still hold a flame for them. Let go of it. Maybe you just wish you were younger. Forget it. It ain't happening, okay? Remember, growing old is a blessing, okay? So, what is it in the past that's holding you back? Because what we've got it tied with is this 10 of Wands. Now, that's about baggage. It's about carrying it on your back. These 2 cards together scream of emotional baggage that needs to be put down in order for you to reach this destination. Take a look at my 10 of Wands. The man sticks on his back. He's so heavily weighed down by them. But in the distance, you've got a mountain. Mountains, think challenges in the tarot. And we've got a lovely castle on top of it. Castle, think home. What does home mean? It means security. It means getting to where you need to be. So these 2 cards together are like, this is emotional baggage from the past, which is weighing you down. And it's meaning that it's taking longer for you to climb these challenges to reach the destination of home, to reach where you want to be, it's time to shed that load. It's time to wave it goodbye. It's time to leave it in the past where it deserves to be, all right, because it's holding you back. This could refer to any particular situation, work, love, whatever it is, family, anything like that. With it being cups, people would go, well, it's to do with emotions, it's to do with the relationships. But anything to do with an emotional load is emotions, isn't it? So it could be that there's something at work which is weighing you down. It's giving you emotional baggage because you're angry all the time, and it's something from the past that happened, you know? So think about it with more of do some blue sky thinking over it, okay? Just think about it with a more open mind about what that could relate to, because there's all sorts of things that sort of keep us tied to events in the past that weigh us down emotionally. Could be things like, if you tried something and it didn't work out, then it might stop you from trying something in the past. Like, I'll give you an example. We're going on a me train here. Like, back in 2012, I started an online magazine called The Feel Good, which was about spiritual things. It was a digital magazine, and it did really well, the first issue. And I mean, I worked on it so hard. I was putting like 18 hours a day, 7 days a week into this thing, writing it, and learned how to use all these online publishing tools, published it digitally so you could read it online, and it basically, you turned pages and it played music and it was all interactive. I worked out how to do all this and everything, and it did really well the first month, and then so I started the second month feeling great, and it flopped second month, and I swear to God, I felt like I'd had a death in the family. I'd lost it. It was my baby, and it literally stopped me from moving forward to start any new projects for years. I carried it on my back because it had meant so much to me. I know it sounds ridiculous. It was only a project, but it was a heartfelt project, and I had to drop it. I had to just say I can't do this anymore, because it was like I was spending so much time on it, and it had gone nowhere after the second month. Looking back, do I wish I'd stuck with it? Perhaps, but at the time I didn't, and the loss of it, the disappointment and the failure weighed heavily on me for years, in fact, and stopped me from doing a lot of things, stopped me from moving forward with a lot of ventures, we'll say, because I love new ventures, yeah? But it knocked my confidence to the extent that I wouldn't do anything. So that is an example of how these cards could work. But of course, that's a very personal example, a personal, literal example of how these cards relate to me, yeah? How do they relate to you? What is it that's taking the wind from your sails? What is it that you need to cut ties with from the past? Chop those ties, cut those cords. Let's move forward. This day is the first day of the rest of your life. Put these sticks down, put your wands down, and jog on to this destination, which is where you want to be. Okay. Finally, oh, she's got tears in her eyes. I haven't really, but it hurt at the time. Honestly, it did. Number 6. What do we have? Beautiful, beautiful. We have the High Priestess. I do love the High Priestess. And we've got the 7 of Wands. Right. Yeah, okay. What we've got here. Somebody's challenging your authority. Somebody's trying one-upmanship on you. Somebody is trying to make you less than you are. Somebody is challenging you. Look at that. That man is standing in front of his wands. He likes his wands, with his other wand in his hand. You shall not pass. Okay. What's that wizard called? Not Merlin. My cat's called Merlin. Gandalf. He's doing a Gandalf. Thou shalt not pass. All right. But how it relates to the tarot is like he is being resilient. He is not letting these challenges take over. All right. And this is you at the moment. It feels like you're having to defend against challenges, defend against people that are coming at you, or things that are coming at you, situations that keep cropping up which are causing you to, sort of be, right, I'm going to have to defend. It's like that, I hear, firefighting. When you're constantly moving from one disaster to the next, I'll sort this out, and then that goes wrong, and then that goes wrong. So it doesn't necessarily have to be people challenging you. It can be like life situations challenging you. You've had to sort of stand up, and you're having to stand up and fight your corner at this point. It must be getting a little bit tedious, I have to say. So what we've got here, this next card, the High Priestess, what this is saying is, whoa, let's put the brakes on this a little bit, because it's like this fiery, having to stand up, having to defend, okay? This is all about energy defending, okay? What we need to do is box a bit clever that the High Priestess is deep. She's a thinker. She uses her intuition. She uses her feminine wiles. Now, I don't care if you're a man, you've still got feminine wiles, because feminine wiles are like not force, but thought. Yeah, because think about the female doesn't have the brutal strength of the male in general, but they sometimes have more, they think more, because they have to. Like they tend to sort of think a little bit deeper in some respects, because they I'm digging myself a hole of getting accused of whatever the opposite of is of misogyny. I forget there is a word for it, but I don't mean that. I'm just going to stop going down that path now. What I mean is manifest the High Priestess energy, okay? Manifest that thinker, that deep thinker, that using your intuition to sort out this situation. Learn who you need to defend or what you need to defend against, and who or what you can simply just ignore and leave it where it is, okay? Use your intuition in this situation. Be the High Priestess. Think deep waters and stillness. All right. Think that, sometimes when you don't know which way to go, what to do, you do nothing. And feeling the power of doing nothing can be quite liberating. It's like not trying to do everything at once, not trying to firefight, not trying to sort out all the challenges, simply sitting back and extricating yourself from that mental, like fighting all the time. Take yourself out of that. Sit back. Be the High Priestess sitting by the deep pool and waiting for the wisdom. Yeah. She watches. She doesn't intervene. She takes notes. Then she makes a decision later down the line. All right. So those are very poignant and interesting and deep cards for somebody. And a reminder, you don't have to fight fire with fire. You can fight fire with water. That was a really good one. I like that. That tripped off the tongue. You can fight fire with water. Sit back by your deep pool, be the High Priestess, and wait. Don't jump in. Okay. That was interesting. Okay. Right. If you're watching this as a recording, please stick around and watch the live session of questions and answers. And perhaps you can join me one day live and ask your questions live. But stick around anyway. If you are watching me live, now is the time where you can type in a question if you had it. Now, I did see one before on TikTok, and I'm going to try and scroll up here on the other side of the screen, and this is just crazy. I've answered that yesterday, Calm Kate. I have, because you sent me a message, and there was another one, and it's disappeared. Okay, no, Ara, will I hear from Darren this month? Will Ara hear from Darren this month? Let's ask the tarot. I'm going to say no, not this month, Ara. And there's lessons to be learned here as well, because I've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is so in progress, but it's very, very slow. And there's an obstacle in the way here. But I've also got the Three of Pentacles for you, which talks about you need to learn a lesson from this. Yeah, there's a lesson to be learned in this. But there is an opportunity that's being handed to you. So what I'm seeing here is it's going to be longer than you imagine, okay? But learning about why that is the case seems to be important in this situation. But do not give up hope of this, because you've got an ace here, which is talking about a new beginning. But I feel that there is things that need to happen. There's a lesson that needs to be learned before this new beginning can be reached. So I've sort of elaborated on your question there, because I could have just said yes or no for that, or pulled a yes or no card, but I thought we'd give you some more detail on that. So Ara, if you're still listening, I think it's going to be longer than a month for you, and there's lessons to be learned. Samantha, can you have a message for August? You certainly can. Let us have a look. Samantha, message for August. Right, Samantha, we need you to come out of isolation, whether that is in your head or whether that is actually getting out and socializing. There's a need to move away from sort of feeling like you're alone, okay? Because what I feel is that something that was lost to you emotionally is going to come back to you. But what we need you to be is to stop that isolation and to stop sort of the procrastination and be that magician. So you need to put the wheels in motion. But I feel that something that's been lost to you, something you've been feeling lost about, is returning. This Five of Cups, when it's up this way, it talks about emotional loss and isolation. When it's up this way, it's like, okay, it's time to finish that isolation. It's time to expect this emotional happiness to return to you. It's what was lost is returning to you. But this magician's going, okay, it's going to come back to you, but you can't just sit around and wait for it to happen, okay? You need to take charge here. You need to pick up your wand. Now, I'm also getting a Knight of Wands reversed, which is like somebody who's been galloping around and expending energy in too many places and too much sort of like here and there and sort of too much going on. You need to be more about this Knight, this upright Knight, which is a more focused and driving energy. All right, so something's coming back to you. Knight of Wands could well be a person as well at this point, could be a person returning into your life with some fire, with some energy. But finally, what I got for you, Samantha, because I pulled 4 cards because the 3 weren't giving me the full story there. I've got you in a position of stability as well. So this could be emotional or financial security, but the 4 of Pentacles very often talks of, have a look at that. This guy is sat there with his pentacles all held tightly to him because it's like going back to a place of much more security. So look at those cards if you want to interpret them yourself or look up the meanings as well. So we've got the 5 of Cups reversed, the Magician, the Knight of Wands, who was actually reversed, wasn't he? And then we've got the 4 of Pentacles to finish. So that tells a story to me of the return of something, the return potentially of somebody, but if it's not a person, it's a direction, it's a way of being, it's that fire sign potentially, and ending with you being in a much more stable position. Okay, but remember the Magician is the card with the most power there because it's the major arcana. So it's telling you, you need to be the magician at this point. You need to be the manifester. You need to pick up the tools and work with them. You need to make this happen. All right, but what was lost is returning to you, and I think I saw that makes sense for you, and that makes me very happy. I hope that comes to play for you, because that sounds like a jolly good August story to me, Samantha. Oh yeah, I did see you said that is spot on. Awesome. Right, okay, do we have anything over here? Where are those pinned comments? Gav on TikTok, I can't see the pinned comments because it's unpinned. If I click on that, does it show me? No, it just shows me who you are. Okay, right. I don't know what that is. Right. No more questions on YouTube either. I'm ducking like this, right, because I've still got my phone up here because I wasn't sure if the thing with TikTok was going to work, and I'm still not sure it has worked because it seems to be, hello Casabear, how are you? It seems to be very odd over there today, not much happening, and you know normally it's like massively manic, so I don't know what's going on, how I've messed it up, I don't know. I've still got the phone up there because I thought, well, if the stream doesn't work, then I'll go switch on to the phone, because like it's the first time I've done this. So, but it seems to have held. I think the stream's held anyway, even if the if nobody's actually been watching. Right, I think that I seem to have got through the questions. Hello KLG, how are you? Samantha, I'm really pleased that's just what you wanted to hear. Right, I think that I've done all the... This is like the old days, so I didn't get many questions here. You've answered them. Brilliant. Thank you, Gavin. Okay, that's brilliant. Right, I've got an early finish today then. Fantastic. And if you're watching the recording, please join me for a live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, YouTube, 10:30 a.m. UK time. Thank you to everybody for being here, and it's been wonderful to spend time with you. Please do come back again and stay weird.